Hey guys, and welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Every week I mess up the fucking graphics. How's it going? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Alex Whiteley, and we've got a great show lined up for you tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me introduce you to our team before we start. He's got a better beard than I have, if you can believe that. He's a very handsome chap, and he is Mr. Tom Stevens. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to USUK Live.
Yeah, how have you been? You been good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a little bit fucking tired, but I'm all right. How about yourself?
Really good. Oh, tired. Yeah. I'm pleased for you because you're doing the one job that I always wanted to do. We'll get into that though. Let me introduce our Californian god, who always looks like he's riding on the back of a Harley every time he joins us on the show. It's Mr. David.
Hey guys. I wish I had a Harley. Shit.
I could just imagine you though at the lights, or like. Throwing your helmet at people and shit, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know.
Just have like a huge set of chains around my shoulder all the time.
Yeah, that road. What's that game? Road
yeah,
Rash, where you could hit
fucking.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring in our last minute guest. Bruno couldn't join us this week. We love you, Bruno. We love you. Love to you and your family. But join us. I was like, do you want to join us now? And he was like, yeah, okay. It's, of course, it's the ever reliable Mr. Andy Imhoff. How's it going, sir?
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. Dave, whoops. Over here, man. Put it up.
Wait, shit. I did it the wrong way, too.
Have you guys ever been on the show together?
No.
But he's been on the show. I saw that episode, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With David in my corner, I know that everything's going to be right today.
We're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
You're both on the same coast as well, aren't you?
We are. I'm in Oregon, and he's in California.
Oh, nice.
Eskimo brothers.
How are those drug laws out there treating you? A little better now?
You know, you got to smack a bitch once in a while to keep them in line.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. You know, that's Oregon living.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish they would be a little bit more lenient out here.
TS, just nod.
Yeah.
I just want to point out real quick, we have got 4 of probably the best beards in podcasting here today.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm getting a lot more red hairs. I don't know if you guys can see them.
I used to be a tortoiseshell. I used to call myself tortoiseshell. You know, those
all these white hairs used to be red, and then they turned to white right away.
Same happened with me, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, I've got this like silverback gorilla thing going on here at the moment.
It looks pretty cool. I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah. But anyway, I was chatting with TS the other day. We were doing, I was going through some editing and stuff, and we were chatting. He's like, "Dude, don't ever cut that fucking beard. Don't ever cut that beard." I was like,
"It does look a lot better, Alex. It's looking good."
I think pretty much any man that once they start losing it here, they replace it down here, and everything's fine. Like it's the perfect swap around. I often listen. I'm not trying to get political, but like I used to say that about Trump. If he just went ahead and shaved that shit off and then grew a massive beard, how much better off would he have been?
You need to take it off.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be like so thin though. It would be like a little strandly beard. You know, you could still see through it, kind of thing.
Did I say shave off? What I meant was shave off the little bit that's left back here.
Yeah.
I don't think Trump could ever try and look manly if he tried. I bet that fucking sits on the urinal.
Yeah, he seems like the type. You ever see him drink from a cup? He holds it with 2 hands. He's like, like, who the fuck is a fucking a little sippy cup? Might as well. Shit.
I can't wait for Biden to do it on air because he's just going to take it and dump it on his head.
What Biden needs to do is just have a pint of beer at the lectern. He gets up there, just downs the fucking pint and be like, "Let's get down to business, bitches." And
he's like, "All right, enough of the malarkey."
What would I mean? Like, obviously, the whole Trump thing has been about from the beginning. It was all about fuck Mexicans, right? That was like one of the biggest things.
Pretty much.
Everybody thinks Biden's going to be the cure, and none of this is. It's all going to go away.
He's
what
not.
if Biden gets up there, is like, "Yeah, we're not going to build a wall. we're not going to lock Mexicans in cage. We're going to shoot you on the spot. What would that happen? Like, you know,
Fuck.
it would just be.
That'd be worse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's been a terrible ride for a lot of minorities in America. I really do hope things get better because it's just, especially on Facebook, it's been so fucking toxic.
Dude, yeah, I hope so too, because it affects me and a lot of people I know and my family as well. So, I am glad that Biden is president, but I know he wasn't my choice. Like, I wouldn't have gone with it. Probably Steelers.
To be fair, David, he wasn't anybody's choice. He's been in 47 years. He already said out loud, if you want to go status quo and everything go back to exactly the way it was, which wasn't good, then vote for me. So, you know, this is, by the way,
I think it's more interesting though, is like,
we apologize. We're getting into the joke.
Yeah, you know when you haven't jacked off for like a week and then you come and it's like yogurt, you know, it's just
it's all chunky.
I just thought I'd segue out of that very quickly. Ryan Berger giving TS shit about how about them Steelers, baby. Obviously, they're 11-0, stayed at 11-0 this week. They lost to Washington football team.
We did, right?
Man.
So, but we've won. The thing is, everyone will jump on our ass. We won 11 games in a fucking row, for God's sake. Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, we lost to a decent Washington side. It's gutting. We offensively were fucking atrocious. The receivers cannot catch a ball to save their life. The run game was just not even there. So yeah, we got punished and we lost one game. One out of 12 so far. We lost one. We'll get dicked again this weekend by Buffalo though.
Hopefully not.
We will. We absolutely will.
I enjoyed that game. It was one of the best games I'd seen in a long time because it was neck and neck until a point when that last interception. I was like, oh, oh no, they didn't. Oh god. Oh man.
Do either of you watch football like European football?
I've grown up on football. Football was like in my DNA, run through my veins up until recently. Actually, I think like our football, British football, has been ruined by fucking money. Like it's just horrendous. There's a lot of people that agree with me. There's a lot of people that go, "Oh, stop being a fucking baby." You know, oh look at him, he's fucking crying over his glass of rosé, isn't he? Like, but I don't care. Like, I started watching NFL, and I was just drawn in. It's just a much better sport. You know, it's a lot more high intensity. And Ryan is very apologetically saying, I just saw that loss the other day and had to bust your balls.
Right, cool.
Sign of affection there.
It's all good. No, I appreciate it, and it had a very valid question there, a very valid thing to say. Shut up, Siri. He had a very valid thing to say. So, you know, and it's cool. And, you know, it's just the fact that every other fan that obviously doesn't like the Steelers jumped all over that shit. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We're still 11-1. We'll go 11-2 on Sunday. We'll go 11-3 the week after. It'll be fine.
What was Siri saying? Would you like to see another Steelers loss? Like, what? No.
Catch a ball? No, I did not think so.
Who lost this weekend? The Steelers. Let me remind you. Set it as a reminder.
You lost no name.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a bit of audience participation. We have the ever eternal argument every fucking year. I said I wasn't going to even bother this year because it's undoubtedly been decided over the years of arguing and the years of hurt that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But there are two types of people that think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and it says here that there's some that are wrong, but they all believe they're right. So the question that we're going to leave up throughout the show is very simple. Christmas Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie, yeah or nah? Let's get rid of that. What the fuck's going on with my stuff tonight? I'm not very good at running tech whilst hosting, so you have to just bear with me, guys. You know.
It's all right. We got drinks. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do have drinks. What
are you guys drinking anyway?
I said to my wife, "What is that? Cactus Jack."
It's called Calico Jack. It's a 94 proof rum, and it's spiced. So I'm actually just drinking it with a little ice because it's quite sweet. As a matter of fact, if I had like some club soda, I'd be throwing it in there.
Cheers. Do the same with this here Four Roses small batch bourbon. Well, crap. Where's my
Oh,
camera?
yeah.
Fuck.
Nice. I like that. I wish I had some proper alcohol to drink.
Some
But to be
American
fair,
bourbon, yeah.
I'm very lucky to be drinking tonight because I said to my wife, if I wake up, because I work nights and today I was sleeping, it's like if I wake up in time for Timmy's taekwondo and I come with you, can I get rewarded with beer? And she was like, yeah, baby. I
Wait,
didn't
you have
wake
to
up. I slept.
ask to drink?
No. But I was like, can you? In other words, can we get some beer on the way back, basically?
Oh,
And I didn't. I slept through. I was absolutely comatose. I got like 7 hours sleep. Must have really needed it. And she bought me beer anyway. She got me a
There you go.
IPA.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's me drinking tonight. A few comments come in before we get into our news. We've got lots of movie news. We're gonna try and talk about some of there's lots of bullshit going on in the new movie world at the moment. We're gonna try and get through some of that. But first of all, let's get through some of the comments. Gemma Williams said at least Eddie Pence was happy because obviously he's a big Washington football team. Have you seen a lot of these Redskin fucking die-hard Redskin fans? No, it'll always be Redskins for me. Like, these fucking idiots, like, they just will not let go. It's just so cringy. It's like, oh, God. You know. And
you gotta let
she
it go
says
at
it's
some point.
not.
yeah.
You gotta let it go. Yeah, get a grip. Gemma
Gemma.
says that she did, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Are we going around the room?
You're wrong.
Yes, what do you think?
Wrong, Jenna.
What do you think, TS? Die Hard Christmas movie or yeah, no?
Yes. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's fucking set on Christmas Eve. It's all about Christmas. He's taking presents to his wife who works in it's all Christmas related. Of course it's a Christmas film. Fucking there's snow and everything.
David, we know your answer, obviously.
Well-
He was like, fuck you, Gemma!
But my opinion is any movie that takes place during Christmas for a majority part of the movie, like anything more than 10 minutes, whatever, that's a Christmas movie. So Step Brothers to me, as a part, when it takes place during Christmas, that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Black
I like
Christmas, that
And-
horror movie, takes place during Christmas. Christmas movie. It's good for the whole family.
Yeah. Andy, you agree?
I'm right there with you. I mean, listen, Christmas is the central theme, and it doesn't matter. Like you said, it could be a horror movie, it could be an action movie, it could be comedy. Like they're all Christmas movies because that is the central theme. Not to mention the fact that it's just a really fucking good movie. Like if you've ever sat and broken down Die Hard, it has all of the components, all of the pieces you need. Die Hard, let's not forget, it came out in a time when all action stars were Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester
Stallone. Yeah.
Right. And they just looked absolutely beefed. You know that they've got like a 2-inch pecker because they've used so many steroids. And then you have this Bruce Willis wasn't exactly schlubby. I mean, he was not in super good shape though. He looked like the everyman, right?
He was a chick flick actor, right? He was like in chick flicks and stuff.
He was a comedian and a comedy actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so picking him, it was bizarre to people. They thought, why is this guy in this movie? And all of a sudden, you're watching this movie and it's developing this story and the dialogue's good. And, he didn't even mean to kill that dude's brother when they fell down the stairs. And now he's got, the number 2 in command that's after his head. And it's just when you really stop and think about it and break it down. So I recently watched Fat Man. Have you guys watched that yet?
Fat Man. No.
It's that Santa movie where Mel Gibson is Santa, but he teams up with the U.S. military.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Wait, what? What?
It is really, really good. I mean, it's not the best cinematic thing in the world. It's probably gonna end up with like a 7.5 out of 10.
But the story
is very good.
Yeah.
The bad guy, they do a really good job of it. Like there's crazy over the top weird shit with the bad guy, and then all of a sudden they like build on his story. He gives little bits of his background, and it is a pretty well developed movie, all things considered. And that definitely, I mean, hello, that's a Christmas movie. There isn't really it's a I don't know, an action flick, I guess you might say, but the central theme is Christmas. The only Christmas movie that I kind of have a hard time with is Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie?
I think it'd be
it's
whatever
both.
you want it to be. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both because that was the one movie that like kind of sort of, built that bridge between Halloween and Christmas, and it kind of made it okay for things to be, you know, bright and wonderful, but also dark and spooky at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's holding up as a film, because a lot of people, you know, it resonates with them. They feel that way, you know, a lot. They're like, yeah, I love the dark side of stuff, but then also there's Christmas. It's beautiful lights and presents and shit, you know. So,
there are a few comments coming in. Ryan Williams it says here. Personally, I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, just an action movie that happened in a Christmas party. But the thing is, he writes "Ho ho ho, I have a machine gun." Like there's a Christmas theme to it, and I think the way I explained it on Facebook was, Home Alone is as much a Christmas film as Die Hard, because Home Alone is about Christmas. It's about a kid defending his house from robbers at Christmas time, just like John McClane is trying to defend his life at a Christmas party in LA. Yeah, so there you go.
It's a great fucking argument. That's a great fucking way to be like, okay, you consider this one a Christmas movie, but you don't consider this one. They're both doing the same fucking thing.
Let's think about the Hallmark movies here for a minute. I don't know how many of those you guys have seen in the UK, but they crank them out. It's like a cheap bologna sausage in a really bad deli. I mean, they crank them out one after the other, and they're not good, and they're all the same, but people consume them anyways because that's just something that you're supposed to do. There are so many of those movies that, by the same logic that some of the commenters have, you couldn't call those Christmas movies because Christmas was just sort of happening while all of this other superficial bullshit was happening, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
wait, where did Alex go?
We just lost Alex. But we didn't
roll.
But in regards to Hallmark Christmas movies, there's a brand new film come out called Cup of Cheer on Amazon Prime over here, which is a Canadian independent film, which is a parody piss take of Hallmark Christmas films. It's so
shit, dude.
So good, and I highly recommend that you guys go and watch it.
Okay.
It's a 15. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It sounds so terrible, but so much in it that
I didn't know what to expect from it, to be fair, and then I watched it and was just crying, laughing for the whole way through. So
and you guys, there's a new Hallmark. It's a parody one, but it's Colonel Sanders Falling in Love. Have you seen that?
Alex,
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I really don't know what you're talking about.
I was like, we got that one already.
I really, honestly, have no idea what you're talking about.
I saw a meme about it, like just the photo, and I thought that was just fucking Mario Lopez the way he looks now, and someone fucking commented like, oh, there's going to be, a Colonel Sanders movie about it, and I was like, that's pretty funny, that's a funny joke. And then I see this when I get on today, the messenger, I see that photo, I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking real.
Yep.
So for the listener at home that didn't see that, then I threw up my internet's everything's fucking up. I don't know what's going on. You guys see me okay? Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm great.
We can see you. We're here.
There is a film, a Lifetime original mini movie presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken with Mario Lopez as Colonel Sanders, and it's called A Recipe for Seduction. He's gonna get his fingers greasy.
Is that how did he fucked his way into the recipe? He's like, give me that recipe. Give me what's the secret ingredient. Like, I don't get what the movie is about.
So I didn't understand what it really was, to be honest with you. When I saw it, I was like, this is obviously just some poster that someone's made and thought it was funny, but I didn't realize it was an actual genuine film.
That's what my thing was. I was like...
Yeah, but if I'm really honest, I think the rest of Dolph Ziggler is a much better Colonel Sanders. They should have had him instead.
If I'm being honest, Tom Stevens, I think that this movie, if it, I've not seen it yet, but if it doesn't like all of a sudden in the last 5 minutes switch to a horror and everyone dies, I am out. Like I want to see that.
Kentucky Fry You and a Kentucky Fry You and you get your head in the fire.
Chicken. Yeah, a giant chicken's like fucking with like meat cleaver or something that just dumps someone's head in a fryer.
Once you're in love with Colonel Sanders, he suddenly switches over. It's like not Swim Fan. What was the movie before that with Mark Wahlberg where he carved that woman's name into his chest? It's like that.
Fear.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Just a full switch over to that style
Kentucky
of movie.
Fried Chicken. It's the chicken's turn, baby. You better run. Things are looking a little beak. Things are looking beak. You get it? Get it? Oh.
Ooh, that was foul.
That was foul.
This chicken's not clucking around.
We're so lucky Lucy's not here.
I know, yeah, she'd murder us, right? Let's get back to some of the comments. They are coming thick and fast. Gemma Williams says she's going to watch Die Hard, and then she's going to determine whether it's a Christmas movie or not. I'll tell you what, Gemma, if you get this done this month, we'll get you on a live show and we'll discuss. We'll do like a Christmas Gemma Thinks episode where we'll get you to talk about Die Hard. That'd be quite funny.
Sounds good.
Ryan agrees with us and says Nightmare Before Christmas is both a Halloween and a Christmas movie. My thoughts exactly.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Ryan Williams says Fat Man was pretty decent, actually better than expected. He agrees with you there, Andy. And Ryan Williams says 33 spices and herbs is KFC's Kama Sutra. And he adds, "Here comes the Colonel."
Oh man, I really hope you're right. I really hope that like Colonel Sanders is just like some diabolical like mad scientist who created this giant chicken because he was trying to develop the perfect recipe, and this chicken just goes on his murderous rampage and like kills people.
Chicken to feed the world.
Yeah,
he's got one of those kebab meat cutters, and he's like, "Chicken for days, chicken for days, chicken for days."
Now, keep in mind,
all right, okay.
I have chickens, by the way. If they were the size of dogs, they would kill and eat us quite easily. So I like this premise. It would be like Jurassic Park, but with fried chicken.
Isn't chicken supposed to be the closest thing to dinosaurs that we have anyway? Well, one of the closest things, right? So, yeah, makes sense.
Can you imagine that? Like the girl's hiding in the closet. It's dark. There's thunder and lightning. And from the other side of the door, you hear... She's like...
Did you hear like those little creepy chicken feet, like the little claws kind of like tapping on wooden floor?
I gotta say, I worked at KFC for like 3 months when I was younger, right? And they take the Colonel very seriously indeed. Oh my God, this guy has got like the most amazing story. You wouldn't believe the troubles he went through and the things he did. And I remember there was like a relative of Colonel Sanders actually coming to the restaurant, and they were preparing for weeks. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, I was young, didn't give a shit about anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. Unless they like keep his like fucking sort of mummified body like still sitting behind the desk of the CEO chair, like.
That's one of the.
It's a weekend at KFC. Like he's still the Colonel. Of course he is. Look at him.
Imagine if one of the ingredients was his dandruff, so just a little bit,
like little flakes of skin from.
So that's why you have to keep him in it,
slowly rotting off.
I always thought keep him in ingredient was the salty tears of the employees.
Yeah. Yes. I believe that very much. Do you know what? I worked there for 3 months, and Saturday night was Karen fucking City. Honestly, if you didn't give someone enough fucking salt sachets, they'd be like, "Excuse me, you didn't give me enough salt. I want to speak to the manager." And you just be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Like,
guess what? I am the manager, bitch.
I worked there for like 3 months, and I threw my hat down on the desk, and I was like, "Do you know what? Fuck this job. Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you." I walked out, never came back.
Did you do the thing from fucking Half Baked? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, and I'm out.
I was very hot-headed as a youngster, and I very much used to use my shit over everything. And you know what? Oh, what's this? What's this, TS?
That's what I said. Dolph Ziggler as the Colonel. He totally should have been in the movie other than Mario Lopez. I mean, look at him.
They should do that, like switch the body double for the love scenes, and it would just be like this jacked up, like Colonel Sanders, and everything else is just Mario Lopez doing the dialogue.
I'd love it. Actually
by the way, he's by the way, for the listeners, Dolph Ziggler is he a wrestler? Take it, he's a wrestler. Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Absolutely dressed up like the Colonel, looking like a porn star, holding up somebody in a chicken onesie, and he's absolutely gonna fuck that chicken. 100%. He's just like, "I'm gonna get me some cock."
I'm pretty sure he's the advert.
Yeah, he has to look like he can smell what the Rock is cooking, and he just put his dick in it.
Yeah. He's like, let's see those chicken breasts rip.
I've always been a breast man.
It's time for a bit of Claw and Order.
Oh boy.
Right, okay. We've got some bullshit to debug. Right, okay. There's a lot of news, and a lot of gossip going on around along the movie world right now. A lot of it's true, some of it's not, some of it's bullshit, some of it's. Oh, here we go. This week we are joined again by Jacques Mioff. He says, "Did your bottom lip quiver on your way out, Alex?" No. I was very happy. I felt liberated storming out of KFC. I've got to say, it was the best thing ever. Best thing ever. No, because you feel like you are owned by these people that are in the queue and they're staring at you and they're waiting for the chicken. You feel like they own you. So that in that moment when you're like, you know what, fuck you, it's kind of like, gone.
You just break them all.
Shoulders. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, so lots of bullshit going on in the movies. We're going to talk about some of the headlines. We're going to start off with a lot of Keanu Reeves news. Right now, look, I've been very cynical about Keanu Reeves over the last few days, only because I'm fed up of hearing about him. To be honest, I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. I think he's made some great movies. But I was kind of like, about Matrix 4. I was like, about some of the shit they're talking about. Bill and Ted wasn't great. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't fantastic. Like, give him some new shit to do. Because this story here, this one here, Keanu Reeves, Speed 3, Keanu Reeves reportedly returning to franchise. Keanu Reeves' Speed is considered one of the greatest action movies of all time. Correct. It captured everything that was fantastic about 90s action films and brought a new and intense element and concept to the genre and its storyline. According to one report, Reeves is set to return to the franchise. Thoughts, people?
Well, Speed was a Christmas movie, right?
How can you have so many different movies about things that go fast?
Trains, planes, automobiles.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Why do people want to go watch a movie about something that you can't go below this amount of speed because otherwise you'll explode? I don't know. It feels like a one-off for me, not a franchise.
I was thinking like a boat would go even slower. I was like, what would be a good movie? I'm like, oh yeah, Captain Phillips. Duh.
Speed 2 was so bad. Cruise Control.
Yeah.
We had high-speed chase with yachts, and I was just like, what?
I just think of that bit in The Simpsons where they have the boat and they're gonna crash it into the fucking it's Homer and he has Mr. Burns' yacht and they're gonna about to crash it into the dock or whatever. Who is it? The police are chasing them.
Yes.
And there's a woman on the jet ski. She's like, my baby. It's like, oh shit. Just some stupid shit like that, dude.
It makes me wonder, seriously, has Keanu Reeves not been paying taxes or what exactly is going on? Is he going the way of Wesley Snipes and Nicolas Cage, and now he just has to do every movie that lands in front of him?
Well,
he's already been paid for Cyberpunk 2077, even though that's never coming out, right?
It's coming out on Friday. Get it right.
What? Maybe we'll see.
It's coming out in 2 days. I will buy it.
I think that basically everyone is loving Keanu Reeves after the Bill and Ted, the third one, and they're trying to bleed every last bit of him out and to put him into absolutely fucking everything they can put him into because the world loves him.
I agree with that.
I thought everyone loved Keanu Reeves because of the whole sad Keanu memes that they had for a while, and they come to find out that it's really Keanu Reeves, and they really find out his backstory and everything that he's gone through and the money that he just donates. He doesn't care about the money.
So they should make a Hallmark movie about it. Like, no, I'm joking.
Seven Christmas.
Christmas
I
with
love
Keanu.
I think he's great. Keanu Reeves is my past. I mean, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I watched Johnny Mnemonic the other day. I don't know if you guys know that one or not. 1995. He is a data courier. He uploads data into his brain, then travels with it. The graphics, what they thought the internet was going to be. Oh, and it's all based in 2021, by the way. So, I mean, we're knocking on the door of the movie. I highly recommend you go and watch it.
Well, it's based off the book by William Gibson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Neuromancer. Yeah.
But it was just like that. I don't know. He's doing really bad kung fu. He's fighting. He's the best actor somehow in the movie, even though there's big names in the movie. Like
90s, we didn't really have a high standard for acting. It was just kind of like, yo, okay, do it. Do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. But, watching some of his older stuff and then fast forward to some of the stuff that he's been in more recently, it's like, yeah, that's still the Keanu we know and love. And I think you're right, Tom. We're just trying to suck as much out of that as we possibly can.
Absolutely. Bleed him dry.
I don't think people. I don't think we should just give people what they want. People don't know what they want. They watched 8 fucking Need for Speed, what they call fucking
Fast and
Furious movies. Yeah. They watched 8 of them things. They watched the Megalodon with Jason Statham, which Ryan Berger is still a taste. Jason Statham. It's a Megalodon. Like, people will watch. People will watch fucking anything, and I don't know who this website is. I've never heard of it, the Crooked Llama, but there's a lot of it going on right now. All this bullshit. It's almost like the comicbook.com. We hear a half a rumor, maybe even a quarter of a rumor, and we're going to blow it up. I mean, I shouldn't be like sharing storylines like that, but there's also this storyline about Keanu Reeves will reportedly lead a Justice League Dark movie as Constantine, because apparently they're making new Constantine movies with Keanu Reeves, which everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!" And I was kind of like, "Is it? Is it really? Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
The first Constantine movie, it was okay. There was an entertainment factor there, but to base a series off of that, I don't know. There's a reason why we had to do the Hulk 3 times before they got it right, and you didn't get it right.
Okay, so when Constantine was first released, I remember I was about 16. I first, I saw the trailer when I was on holiday. So I can't wait to get back off holiday to watch Constantine. How sad is that, right? I mean, I'm in a tropical fucking island, and I'm like, I can't wait to go and watch Constantine. I watched it, loved it, amazing. Watched it again and again and again, best thing. Then I read Constantine, and I was like, this movie is terrible. This movie's terrible.
I wasted all that time and money. Fuck.
I think the DC comic or DC universe or whatever it is have basically gone, well, Marvel have kept all the same actors. So maybe we should do the same thing.
See, I've explained this before. What the difference between DC and Marvel has been doing is DC's so far behind. They need to just start fresh and start all over and slowly build the way Marvel did. Because I break it down to people like this. I say, okay, Marvel is your best friends that are already been at the bar and they've been there for hours and they've slowly been drinking and drinking and drinking. And they're at a certain level of drunkenness. You are DC who just got off of work and now they're trying to get you to catch up to their level. You're doing too much too fast and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Right, I need to explain why this hurts me personally. When they first started making the Justice League movie, I mean, the optimist in me was kind of like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! Isn't it good, right?" But because one of my favorite comic book series was the Justice League Trinity War run on the New 52. It was fantastic. It was basically the Justice League of America, and Justice League Dark, all fighting over Pandora's box, which is this skull that drives everyone crazy. They all want it. They all start fighting over it. It's chaos. It's beautiful. It's amazing, right? And you got this amazing scene where the skull's lying on the floor. Batman's like doing his Batman thing. Oh my god, no! It's so powerful. And John Constantine walks up to it, and Batman's like, "No, John, don't do it!" And he picks it up. He's got a cigarette in his mouth. He goes, "You can't screw up what's already fucked, mate." And he's throwing it in the air like he walks off with it. And I was just like, "That's John Constantine. That's amazing, right? That's what we need to see." So I wanted a Justice League movie. I wanted a Justice League Dark movie, and they were hinting at different actors to do this, and they were like, "Nah, we'll just stick with Keanu Reeves." Because that was amazing. No, it fucking wasn't. So there you go. That's why I'm so pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Well, I think ever since John Wick films, like Keanu's, he takes his acting very seriously. I don't think he's the best, but as much as he puts his heart and soul into every role that he gets and just the physically punishing his body, that's what makes him great.
And I agree. I agree. He's a great actor, but let's get him doing different things. Because Ryan Berger says Matt Ryan is an amazing Constantine. Do you remember they did a run on as a Constantine TV series? And this guy was great, Matt Ryan. Yeah, there was. He was Welsh. He wasn't from Liverpool. He was Welsh in the thing.
So you automatically don't like him? Like, oh, he's from one town over.
No, but I was close enough. I liked it. I thought he looked the part. He played the part. He's actually one of the characters that looks, feels, sounds, and almost like the way you read it in a comic book. He's like the perfect epitome of thing. Almost, almost like this guy here, Charlie Cox, played Daredevil on the Daredevil TV series. This is from Screen Rant, and the MCU Spider-Man 3 rumored to bring back Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Marvel Studios and Sony's Spider-Man 3 are rumored to be bringing back Charlie Cox as Daredevil, reprising his Marvel Cinematic Universe role. Thoughts?
I would be very happy with that because I thought Charlie Cox was phenomenal as Matt Murdock, and I really enjoyed the series. I've not seen the third series, but the two I have watched, and I watched Defenders, and I loved it all. So I think it'd be amazing, and they're obviously keeping it going with the same actor again. So I think it'd be brilliant if he comes in.
Mm-hmm. I know that Alex has not really been a fan of the Daredevil series because he thinks disabled people are gross, but I agree that would be a really, incorporating from such a popular TV show into a movie, that just makes sense. It makes sense. How many Spider-Men did we have to go through before people were like, and same with the Superman, by the way, like we have actors that have played Superman that have really never done anything else of consequence. And,
like Christopher Reeve.
Right.
Brendan
so why
Ralph.
not go ahead and take an actor that's now sort of ubiquitous with this character because long-running, well-liked, well-received TV show and put him in the movie. It makes sense.
Let's get Dean Cain to be Superman again.
Bingo. The woman that played Lois, though, not so much. Terry Thatcher, nah.
Oh man, you didn't like that? I think it was like her and Elvira is what got me a hard on for brunettes. Like ever since childhood, that's always been my thing. It's like brunettes, that's the thing to go.
Elvira was the redhead though.
But with the black hair, I know Cassandra Peterson. I mean, Elvira, the character.
Yeah.
Pale skin, the dead look, the dead or druggy look. I'm like, that's fucking hot. Like ever since I was a kid. So,
see, the two for me is I've always been in redhead, and I have always had a sickness for the thickness. So I just need someone that's got. I don't like the
down with the thickness.
The women that are as thin as my wrist. I want them to be
a bit like Tilly from the new Star Trek series. Have you seen that yet?
Star Trek
series.
Yeah,
there's a new Star Trek series?
Well, it's about 3 years old now, but it's actually quite controversial because some people, diehard Trekkie fans are like, this is not...
Shit.
He was trying to make a point, too. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was like, what's...
I think he cut himself out at that point just because he knew he was going to make a good one. He went, actually, I'll make him wait, fuckers.
Fucking hang on. Wait, he's coming back. There he is. Wait, okay.
Star Trek fans must have got wind of what I was saying. Fuck that guy.
They were.
Beam him up.
right before you fucking said something.
You're like, beam his ass up, Scotty.
Ryan Berger says something I agree with. Defenders was garbage. I agree. It was terrible. The only bad... Is that true? The only bad thing Sigourney Weaver was in? I was like, is this exemplary actress who I used to fantasize when I was about younger? She's going to be a bad guy in the Defenders. This is going to be amazing. It was terrible.
I enjoyed it.
Moving on. Yeah, I mean, some people did. I mean, what else we got here? Okay, this is a big rumor. So apparently, Spider-Man 3, it brings back Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus from the Raimi movies. He's gonna be so. This the premise is, I think, this new Doctor Strange movie is gonna add like a multiverse to Spider-Man, right? And they're gonna bring back all the old villains and actors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. So I read that apparently Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will be back, and Kirsten Dunst will be back as well. But
what?
I don't know whether that's true or not. I just saw rumors. So they're going to bring back.
Did he kill you? Oh my God, he killed me. He killed you? Oh my God, that's no. Oh my God, don't ever go out with Peter Parker because he'll just throw you from a bell tower and snap you back in 3 pieces.
Who are you? They better do that bit for that meme, that Spider-Man where he's just pointing like. Would be pissed if they do not have like a little quick fucking like moment where they're just a fucking split second of, wait, you're Spider-Man?
Yep.
That's why I love about the Spider-Verse thing, because there was like, I did a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this, and he had him doing the dancing from Spider-Man 3. I was like, oh, this Spider-Verse movie's going to be good straight away.
So it's been a hot minute since I've seen any of the Spider-Man movies, but as I recall, Doc Ock was one of the more interesting
Villains.
Yeah, villains. But at least in the movies, I thought that Molina did a really, really good job in that movie.
I love Alfred Molina.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great fucking guy, dude.
Yeah, super good actor. He's never really. I mean, he's not the type of person I would see in that lead role, like taking charge and shooting people or whatever. But like, he's a really good character actor, and I seem to recall his Doc Ock being the better part of that movie.
It was. It really was.
Well, that was a fantastic movie anyway. Spider-Man 2 is still voted as one of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's amazing. That train scene is iconic, right? That's like the scene. That's one of the comic book movie scenes.
He's very tired. Forgive him,
Words,
everybody.
Whiteley. I am very tired. I shouldn't be though. I shouldn't be. The MCU, I am missing it. Are you guys missing Marvel movies? Because it's been a hot minute, hasn't it, since there's been a
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm curious what they're going to do with the
Phase 2.
Yeah, and the Scarlett Johansson movie. Help me out. Yeah, thank you. I can't believe I'm blanking on that, but that one's going to be interesting. I think she should have gotten a backstory movie before they killed her in Endgame. Spoiler alert. Sorry, everybody. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think they should have, for sure. I completely agree. They should have had a good origin story for her character before they killed her off, at least. Mm-hmm. I actually saw the first part of Infinity War the other week with my mom. She was like, hey, let's watch a movie together. I'm like, okay, Mom. And we watched A Bad Mom's Christmas, which I thought was fucking hilarious. And then it was on TV, and then we watched Avengers Infinity War. So I had to go and explain like bits and pieces to her, and she's never seen like any of the fucking Marvel movies. I was like, boy, we have a lot of history to cover.
David tells it.
Do it like
you with like a
like a what? Yeah, I wish.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I imagine you like an American general with a projector and a pointer, and be like, "This is Ant-Man. Ant-Man is Scott Lang, and he's not the original Ant-Man. There was another one called Hank Pym." And
just be like,
I do miss the MC.
It's up to you to figure out what we're gonna do. Just start smoking Lucky Strike.
Can we give him like a 20s gangster, like, yeah, see, this is what we're gonna do, see, yeah.
Baby Fat McGee's
take the gauntlets and you're gonna stick it in his nether regions.
This is Scott Lang. He's got a thing, man.
Oh god, I love it. I am missing it, but I think it's the best thing that comic book movies have ever done. If I'm gonna say, just have a break for a bit, like, because it was getting a bit too much. The superhero fatigue thing was the one. Yeah, I agreed with it completely. Like, that was the thing that everybody's like, yeah, there's gonna be superhero fatigue. People are gonna get pissed off of these movies, and I was like, yeah, I see that, because it was everywhere, man. It was from the CW. It was now on the, you know. There was fucking the Defenders
everywhere,
was shit. I think the Defenders was one of the. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you had some that really flopped too. Bat Girl or Batwoman? I forget now. But
yeah,
yeah, that really never went anywhere. They changed it up. They changed it up a lot, and then there was a lot of just sort of like. I only watched a couple episodes, and I felt lost, quite frankly. I don't feel like they did a good
I think
job.
that girl, she's a fucking shit actress. The one that was in, I thought she was quite hot. She was in Orange is the New Black. What was her name?
Mm-hmm. Ruby Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Rose, yeah. I saw her in John Wick. She was in John Wick, wasn't she? She was in John Wick movie. And I was like, wow, she's but she was still awful. You know when somebody just like looks at the camera and they're like, every time the camera gets in, like.
Like you just get so annoyed by
just
them
like-
being on screen. You're like, oh fuck, this bitch again. Like,
It's like a broody smolder that didn't quite hit, so they just look like they're constipated. You kind of got to go.
Having a fart, like. Sneaky fart.
Yeah.
Like.
Are you wearing a diaper? Like, is that what's happening?
why do you always look so angry? Are you constipated? Did you drink enough water?
I don't know. I just think she's not very. I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for the Batwoman series, and I was kind of like, "Ooh!" I was like,
Yeah.
"Doo doo." It really is bad. Yeah, I'm missing that sort of stuff. But you know, there's going to be more access to movies, I guess, which I don't think is a great thing if I'm going to be honest. And that's obviously the big news story with HBO Max will stream Matrix 4, Dune, and all the Warner Brothers movies in 2021 on the same days as theaters. The new movies will be available on Max at no added cost for 1 month. Making the release plan for Wonder Woman 1984 streaming on Max on 25th December, on Christmas Day, the norm for Warner Brothers movies next year.
Hold on, Warner Brothers is doing Dune?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I knew you wouldn't be happy about that.
From the guys that brought you...
From the guys that fired Johnny Depp. Here comes Dune, one of the great fucking films by Denis Villeneuve and fucking shit.
Well, that's another reason why just movies in general could kind of use a pause. They can't do the pause because movies were one of the best ways to launder money, whether you had drugs or politicians that you were buying off or whatever. And so that's why they can't stop making movies. And that's why COVID has been such a big hit to the Hollywood crew, is because you're $100 million into this movie, and most of that movie came from unscrupulous characters, and now they got to figure out how to recoup that money. Like, so
drug money, blood money, how are we going to hide it?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. The whole HBO Max thing, I'm really curious what that's going to look like. I don't have HBO Max, or maybe I just don't have it set up because I didn't feel like I needed it. It's included with the Amazon Prime package that we have. But HBO Max could be the savior for some of these movies. It could be a good thing for entertaining us, but I know that a bunch of different actors and directors have given a lot of pushback to it. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen there's a few people that I think the guy that made Tenet, what's his name? I've forgotten his name.
Christopher Nolan.
He said that Christopher Nolan. Yes, sorry, my bad. Yeah, of course it is. And he was saying even though he doesn't agree with it and it's not his idea, he kind of feels like the situation surrounding his movie is responsible because obviously there was no market for Tenet when lockdown was in. They were kind of like, what the fuck are we going to do with this amazing movie we found?
It was weird because like even before this whole pandemic happened, there was like, here's a new movie by Christopher Nolan, the guy who brought you the fucking Batman Dark Knight series. It's like, and then like there's all these weird scenes going on, and you're like, what's the movie about? Even we don't know. You're gonna have to go and find out. It's like, all right, and then this shit happened. You're like, fuck, now I'm not gonna see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we're not moved into our apartment yet. We're meant to be getting the keys this week, but I've got a nice big 4K TV in storage. Like I can't really enjoy my PlayStation 5 to its full capacity
Potential.
at the moment because so like things like Tenet, I can download it easily just like everybody else on the fucking planet. But I'm gonna wait till I get that TV and probably buy it officially. You know,
I think that's one of the things about this pandemic that one of the things even before this whole thing hit, well, I regret one of the biggest films that I wanted to see was 1917 by Sam Mendes. And that one I wanted to go see in the Dolby Cinema. Out here we have, AMC has a Dolby Cinema. It's like a bit better. The sound, the graphics, the seats are nicer and shit like that. And when like shit goes off, it like you could feel it like rumble. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see that in Dolby Cinema, but I was too busy with work at the time. And I was like, oh fuck, I don't have time to go watch it. But
that movie, the sound in that movie was just phenomenal. That scene where he's got the sniper in the town and he's like on that bridge, that broken bridge. That first bullet, it was just like, oh my god! Like, wow.
It's a great fucking movie, dude. I love Sam Mendes, dude. Mm-hmm. His fucking style of just. I wonder who did the cinematography. I want to say it was Roger Deakins. I could be very wrong. I didn't even look into it because it was just the lighting from the fire towards the end of the movie. It's the same sort of lighting that you get, the lighting effect of a fire, as in Skyfall, which was also done by Sam Mendes, and he had Roger Deakins do the cinematography for that movie, and so it was that lighting effect. It looked very similar.
I watched the making of it on YouTube. It was brilliant. Brilliant.
Both men. Roger Deakins, Sam Mendes. Cheers.
Well, so what's happening in the UK with theaters right now? Because Regal Cinemas in the United States, they've closed all their big movie theaters down. There's a bunch of independent movie theaters here in Oregon that were kind of boutique-y. You could go in and like eat, and they have a bar, and you could drink while you're watching the movie. They wouldn't always get their latest releases, but you know, we have some theaters that are like that are very popular. Almost all of them have closed down. I recently donated to our local theater that's 170 years old or whatever the fuck it is. You know, I mean, it's one of
very
those.
good.
Yeah, well, they can't do anything, right? They don't even really have a kitchen, but what they're trying to do is get some food donated and then do, you know, takeout on the curb, you know, and some fun stuff like that. And so I appreciate them. But I guess what I'm asking is, where do we see theaters? And I'm sorry to derail, Alex, but
no, please do.
Where do we see theaters? What is it going to look post-pandemic, if there even is a post-pandemic? And what's it looking like right now in the UK?
Yes.
Well, all our Cineworld cinemas have completely closed down. And I know here in Cheltenham we only have that. So here we've got nothing. I think View are still open, aren't they? So View are in like Birmingham and Bristol and stuff, in the bigger cities. But for us in small towns and stuff, we've got absolutely nothing. So I think once the pandemic's over, once the vaccine kicks in, all that sort of stuff, I think that most movies now will all be streamed online. I think you'll only get maybe small independent cinemas that'll show like big titles, but I don't think there'll be cinemas going forward, to be honest with you. I think it'll all become digital and all be online, and you'll pay for it via your streaming service.
That's why Warner Brothers have done this. They've foreseen this, I think, you know.
But that was the beauty about movies, was to go into a theater and see them like on a big screen with a better sound. I mean, yeah, I wish I would have my own home theater, but I don't. So I'd rather go to, you know, the theater. And like Andy was saying, there's a theater here in Santa Ana called the Frida Cinema, which they, before everything hit, you know, they would play every fucking day, every month. They would have a whole list of movies, like classic fucking movies, and like Fight Club, Akira. I saw Blade Runner there in the fucking theater, dude. It was fucking amazing. And I drink every time I go there. They're pretty laxed about stuff, but I always sneak in my own alcohol and just pour it into my drink and just like sit there. I watched The Irishman there because I love Martin Scorsese so much, and I know he only had that 2-week, you know, rollout for the film in theaters in order for it to be considered for an Oscar. And I was like, yo, I gotta fucking show my support. So I went there, showed my local support, fucking drank, and I was doing my Martin Scorsese drinking game, and I was done with that drink fucking like not even an hour into
45 minutes in.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. And I was just like drunk the whole time, like, oh man, like just
yeah, there's a cinema like that in Shrewsbury here as well, the old Market Hall. And they had 1917 here. I went to I popped in to speak to somebody about the podcasty stuff, and I could hear the bass from the speakers coming from the because there's a restaurant and then there's the cinema over here, and I could hear the bass, and I was thinking, oh man, I'd love to come and see it here, just tiny little theatre, you know. Never did. So yeah, the regrets are an important thing to remember, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A part of me wonders how much of this is just because we grew up with it and, you know, going to movies in the movie theater. But then the other part of it is also that big screen. There's something very different. And you know, the true surround sound, you have 18 different speakers. And I remember fondly back when they used to do the Dolby or THX sound. You knew something big was about to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. With all of that gone, I think it's going to transform the type of movies that we're watching, because I just honestly don't know if they're going to be able to make the $170 million big budget blockbusters anymore. Are they? Well,
they will do, because there's all these super rich Chinese conglomerates that are making all these movies at the moment. They kind of took over sort of like the last 4 or 5 years. It's all dodgy money, of course. But who gives a fuck when you're watching this great movie, you know?
Yeah.
All these things.
You enjoy the story? You like what you see? Yeah, who gives a fuck? Give us your money.
Wise guy money, see?
Yeah.
Hey,
it's all about that. What?
Alex, did you hear about that new Keanu Reeves movie all about Jeffrey Epstein's island?
Wait.
Oh yeah,
You're fucking lying.
No, he plays
John
the temple. You didn't really know that?
He plays the what? Don't do this to me.
He plays.
He's the massage table. He's the massage table. Oh my god, he's doing it again.
Jesus.
Lower. I want you to go lower.
The movie starts with a slow zoom out. The stories I could tell.
Yeah. If walls could talk, guess what? I'm talking.
When I think of Jeffrey Epstein's Island, I think of this.
Speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, is Ghislaine Maxwell still alive? Did she like Epstein herself as well, or what's going on?
No, I'm pretty
hey man,
sure
I've already attacked the Star Trek fans. Let's not do that. Let's not go there.
Well, there's fans of Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, sorry, I don't want to upset them and their children.
I heard he was a fan of good comedy, though. He'd probably like this podcast.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure he would. Okay, let's go around the room. Let's go around and talk about when it comes to cinema, your fondest childhood memory of cinema. I'm going to talk. I'll start us off, then I'll go TS. Right. So mine is Jurassic Park. I remember going as a family. We all went, and I still remember the smell of popcorn. Whenever I go into a cinema sort of lobby now, I get that smell of popcorn, and I'm kind of like, oh, I feel like a kid again, you know. And that's what you go to the cinema for, is for those memories. And I remember going to watch Jurassic Park, and that famous scene where the T-Rex is fucking shit up. I remember, I was scared. I was like, my heart was beating. I was like, oh my god, I was near tears because this thing was so powerful to watch. I look, and then there's my brother Sam. He sat there like that, hands over his ears, just like, oh my god. And he was like, I need a wee. And he got up and he left. He was so scared, bless him.
It's just fucking, it was too much, like auditory, visual, like everything. There's so much going on for your sensory, like sensory overload. That's what it is. That's what I was thinking of.
I just watched it with my little one on the TV, and I remember like being that young watching that. And
what was his
he
thought?
was just like, wow. He was overwhelmed, but he thought it was awesome. In all honesty, he thought it was awesome. Like, so I was like, okay, respect. He came and sat by me because he was a little nervous, but he watched it and he was just like, by the end of Jurassic Park, he was so overwhelmed. He was so excited by what he'd just seen. Yeah, he got the bug. What about you, TS? Do you remember any fond cinema memories?
I mean, it's probably not going to come to me, but fuck it, you've already asked. So, we never went to cinema as kids because my family was too poor. My mum had 4 of us quite quickly, so my dad was always away. So we always bought the videos when they came out and watched them at home. But my favourite memory of just being in the cinema anyway is I went to watch the Simpsons movie about 5 or 6 times. That's my favourite. You know, I went a lot when I grew up a bit more. So, unfortunately,
no cheeky hand jobs in the back row.
There was loads of those. Yeah, plenty. That's all I went for, really.
Hand jobs? What the fuck?
You're bringing your own blanket.
Yeah. I used to sit in the chairs like that, so I was literally sat like that, so my ass was on.
There's a visual.
So we used to get the videos every time the movies came out and watch them at home instead.
That was Friday night for us, like blockbuster night or something, you know. Yeah. Andy, what's your memories from the cinema when you were younger?
This is going to sound really bizarre, probably. It was when I was like 17, 18, but I went and saw a Nicolas Cage movie in the theaters called Bringing Out the Dead. And
that's the one where he plays the ambulance dude, right? And he's just like up all night or some shit like that with Tom Sizemore.
Yes, and he's crazy neurotic, and it's a good movie, but I mean, it's Nicolas Cage at his best. Being Nicolas Cage is crazy. There's this scene where they're trying to rush a woman who is pregnant with twins to the hospital, and the distillation of the plot of the movie is bad things always happen to him. Like, he never seems to be able to save anybody as a paramedic. And so that kind of follows the trend. And so there's this woman who they show her in the ambulance. She's pregnant with twins, trying to get her to the hospital. And so the next scene, Ving Rhames comes running in with this beautiful, healthy baby. And he's like, oh my gosh, look at this. It's so amazing. Nicolas Cage comes in right after him with this clearly dead baby that he's trying to rescue. And I wept crocodile tears in that scene.
For the dead baby?
Yeah, for the dead baby. It was so, there was something about that scene that just like hit me so hard. And I was on a date. Obviously, I never got a second date, but that scene just always it just hits me. Like I have a hard time watching that movie because it's a really sad scene, but a really good scene because he does a really good job of like projecting how devastated he is that he couldn't save this baby. And I don't know why. That's just the first memory that comes to mind when you guys are talking about, important memories from the cinemas.
So, well, I mean, I'm assuming Alex would ask me next about my
you're right.
things about cinema. It goes on, dude. Literally, me and movies go stretch back to the childhood. We could have an entire podcast about my thoughts about movies that have impacted me and what I thought about them and how it changed and shaped me, whatever. But I'll cut it short to two things. One, speaking of the whole date thing in film, years ago I had gone to go see, there was another cheap, independent cinema, like a theater out here in Santa Ana as well. And that place is called the South Coast Village Theaters or some shit like that. And they were playing Fight Club. And I was like, I gotta go, I went with me, my girlfriend at the time, and a best buddy of mine. We all went to go see it. And afterwards I was like, man, I need to smoke. So I'm out there having a smoke right outside fucking theater doors, and this dude we kind of see this little like argument going on. Like there was some sort of tension going on between him and some other girl. And he's just trying to say he's sorry and this and that. And like, I kind of brushed it off. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Not my business. Kept smoking. And then sure enough, this guy comes walking over. He's like, hey man, so I hate to ask, but do you have a smoke? I'm like, yeah, of course. Hand him a smoke, lights up. And he's like, so I'm like, did you come here for Fight Club? He's like, yeah. He's like, fuck. I totally forgot like that he sort of shoots himself near the end of the movie. I'm like, well, yeah, that's one of the big reveals. He's like, I forgot in the girl that I took on a date tonight, her uncle just like killed himself recently. And he's like, I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, here, have another, man. You're gonna fucking be here for a while. Like, that's it, man. Yeah. He totally forgot. Like, and there's so many great moments in that movie that you tend to forget about the big reveal at the end. Like, wait, what? Like, it's just.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, shit, dude. I've never been in that position. Two, do you guys ever dream about fucking movies that you don't exist or that you've never seen before? No. So last night I had a dream that I was with my family at this it was like a sandwich shop that was like a mom and pop owned place, and on the TV they were playing like this it was like reels from films, but it was all like horror genre, and it was like the greatest moments of those movies that was just kept playing over and over. So I'm there kind of like just sitting at the table waiting for my sandwich, watching this fucking thing go on. And one of the fucking bits that was like a film in my dream that I saw that I'd never seen was it was, I don't know what the premise was, but it was some Japanese movie or some shit like that. It was these two Japanese girls where I guess the serial killer would cut off only little bits and pieces of their limbs.
Is this a
No. And it was weird because it was like a sort of independent artsy film, and like they were lying on the beach, and then like the girl that was holding her up like had little stubs, and she was using her little stubs to hold this other girl up as he was chopping off bits and pieces of her arm, and then packing it with sand, and then letting it bleed out until just cutting off some more. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is my dream, dude. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I asked you what your favorite cinema moments were, David, not what your worst nightmare was. Like that.
It wasn't a nightmare necessarily. It was just this weird cinematic dream that I saw, and I was like,
"Look, man, if you had a boner after all that, you've got some problems."
Nope.
My idea for my book, which the synopsis I've been carrying around with me for probably about 6 or 7 years. No, probably about 5 years. I've got to start writing it. I wrote one chapter, and I was kind of like, yeah, that's enough time inside my head. Let's do that
again. You got to keep writing. You and Alex, I need to both keep writing.
We need to talk about this, David. I spent like a whole evening writing about how the light eerily dances off the guy's face. The lights, it's dancing. It was
like a fluorescent light flickering?
it starts off in Midwest America, in the early days when everything was a little bit racist. Yeah,
Everything's still a little bit
trying to
racist.
set the tone.
What are you talking about, dude? This is America.
It's kind of like the 70s in the UK.
Oh, God damn it, Alex, no! Oh, this is 3 times.
I'm going to take this opportunity, David. I do exactly the same thing. I dream movies sometimes. It's bizarre. So I actually dreamt like the whole backstory to Skyrim, and in great detail, by the way. And I was telling a buddy of mine about this, and he was like, "Fuck, dude, you got to write this down."
Did you write it down?
I'm not a writer, and so
Just fucking write your thoughts, dude. It doesn't have to make sense. Just write the fucking ideas down. There's no rules to writing.
I know.
You can literally write the same fucking thing over and over again. There's change whatever you want, man.
I know I should. I'm doing myself a disservice by not doing it.
He's too busy chasing chickens and
I guess
barbecuing
so.
alligators and shit.
Goats. Don't forget the goats.
And the goats.
Goats.
Yeah. Andy, tell us about your show and what you do, man. Tell the listeners at home.
Pardon my fork, which is all food all the time. As a matter of fact, we're going live in 5 hours. We have a meadery that's coming on, talk about their mead. We're going to be tasting some, and we're going to be talking about holiday recipes, Christmas recipes.
A mead?
A mead, yeah, a mead.
The honey sort of what with liqueur or some shit like that, right?
You got it.
I love mead.
It's a really good one. And then also we have a automotive show, called Boost, Booze, and Barbecue, where, we drink, we smoke, it's kind of a free-for-all. And we have a really good time over there. And I encourage people to go and find that on anywhere they find their fine podcasts, just like what Alex is doing.
Absolutely. TS, you've just released a podcast today. Let's tell people about that.
We have released the USUK Chronicles of Alejandro Franzargo today. He's an Argentinian cosplayer and special effects artist. He is well known for being the Argentinian Joker, as I like to call him. His Joker cosplay is fucking unbelievable. So he also met the man behind the voice, Mr. Mark Hamill. You'll have to go and listen to the podcast to find out what he thought of his cosplay, because he went in full makeup. Unbelievable. It's a good one this week.
Fucking Mark Hamill?
Yeah. And he's joined by his girlfriend, Anna, who does a bit of translation, because obviously she's studying English in university in Argentina. So there were points where he was like, como se dice, whatever. And it was like, she was like, "Oh yes, he means to say this, this, and this."
That's fine. That's fine, man. Hey, that's the beauty about like things that are being created, like, especially with comic books. It's not just an American thing or English speaking people thing. It's everyone's thing. People all across the world that love certain superheroes.
I used to know this really camp guy from Cancun. When I used to work at Asda, I used to stand right on the front, and it's this guy called Alejandro. No, what was his name? Shit.
You guys roll your R's pretty good, actually.
What's his name? Oh, fucking hell. I've forgotten his name, but whenever he would see me, he was a really camp, cross-dressing older Mexican guy, and he'd see me and he'd go, "Alejandro, hola, hola," and he'd sort of shimmy up to me and go, "How are you, sir? Are you great?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm good, thanks." And he disappeared for a week, so I thought he died. And it turns out he'd been back to Cancun and brought me back a shot glass. And he was like, "Here,
nice.
This is for you." And I was just like,
Alejandro, let's take shots, huh?
Maybe you need to come back to my house. Maybe you need to sober up, huh?
Yeah.
It was
gonna dress you up.
It was a fun thing.
He cross dresses, you said? How come you never cross dress with him?
When I say cross dress, he used to just like wear jeggings and little bits of jewelry and stuff. It wasn't full on like beehive wig and stuff. Like he was just
not like you do. You're a little bit more advanced than he is, but he's just
yeah. I can do my own eyeliner. That's quite a skill.
Yeah, I had to learn that dressing up as Captain Jack Sparrow every once in a while.
Yeah,
eyeliner is tough.
Well, let me tell you stuff about USUK, guys, before we get out of here, because my internet, as you can see, is a bit fucked. The comments have stopped. But I think that's because I've been in and out of StreamYard, and it's fucked up the thing. But let's talk.
Oh,
I guess it's done.
Uh-oh.
Your voices are still here. Wait, what happened?
Here, hang on. We're still live. Alex
We're
is
still live.
himself
Everyone-
out.
I'm here. Okay. For
I'm here.
fuck's sake.
I'm here. Alex.
Uh,
Okay.
So we got USUK. What's the difference with me and Tom Bruno, which is where we speak to people from all walks of life. We spoke to Amanda Jones from Shropshire Supports Refugees this week, where we talk about the work she does rescuing and helping families that come over from places like Syria. You have USUK, the Weekly Bazaar, with me, myself again, Shane Chebsy, and Lucy Orchard, and we bring you the world's most fucked up sort of trending news stories. Andy's been on that show. It was good fun to have him on. And TS, you want to tell people about USUK Chronicles? What do you do on that show, mate?
So USUK Chronicles is basically where we take people's stories, we try and meet interesting people who have done a lot of things, whether it's in movie, TV, film, news, weather, it could be anything. There could be authors, whatever. And we literally just chronicle their life, discover what they've been up to, what they're going to be up to, and just make friends along the way. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And the shows are growing all the time, and I do appreciate all the work that my team does. Behind the scenes, it can be quite mental sometimes behind the scenes, especially when Alex has a blowout. Because when Alex has a blowout, it's pretty fucking spectacular. I gotta say, listen, guys, I've really appreciated you for joining me. The listeners, thank you so much for hanging on in there. I've been in and out of here more than I can't think of a good metaphor now. My brain scrambled. Well, fuck's sake, let's get out of here. Andy Imhoff, thank you so much for joining us. I love you, man. Have you got anything to add before you get out of here?
I just love being here, and I love you.
And David Rahababe, the coolest smoker that I know. You're looking beautiful.
Hey, yeah. Stepped outside and it's like loud out here.
Are you going to join us next week?
If you need me, yeah.
And TS, I love you, man. You're so beautiful. And any thoughts? Any words of encouragement for the Steelers fans out there? No, he knows. Guys, I love you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. We love what we do, and we will be back next week. Peace out.